As the Skyburns, and we're here to ask them about what they do in music. First off, say your name and what you play in the band.
I'm Joel. I do vocals.
I'm Terry. I play bass. Two times, but the first one was like 3 shows, but we went all the way down to Florida with our old vocalist. Didn't end up that great, but we have one with him that was like a week and a half, but a bunch of shows got canceled due to lack of funding and a bunch of promoters dropping it. And we got another one coming up in a few weeks in December, like the whole like East Coast and down. And we're trying to book like a full summer tour like every month. But right now that's still in works, so only twice.
I pretty much listen to like every genre. Like A Day to Remember, Blink-182 are always in my rotation. Devil Wears Prada, and then I listen to some like lately. I've been listening to some like really heavy stuff like Whitechapel, and then some cool indie stuff like Brand New, Manchester Orchestra.
Homesick re-release, but I already listened to that 1,000 times. New Between the Buried and Me. Trying to think what else. Fall Out Boy. Brand New, and like anything usually, just whatever.
That's a toughie. I don't know, what do you think?
Circus Survive, definitely. Trying to think what else is coming out.
Yeah.
Parkway Drive, New Confide.
Yeah.
Because Tom Denny helped him write that album, so it's going to be really good.
New Norma Jean is coming out in like 2010. That should be sweet.
Comeback Kid, and that's about it. That's all I know for this. Yeah, we're actually writing it now. We're almost all the way done. But we're wanting like 14 songs at least instead of just 10 like every other band.
We want to go the whole like 10 yards, I
But
guess.
we've had to trash a few songs because they seem like fillers, and we want every song to be able to play live and everything.
Yeah.
Not just like most bands just throw a bunch of garbage together and call it an album.
Yeah. We want it to be like
Plus,
all
we
us.
want it to be funded and released on a record label instead of just saying we're going to record ourselves and release it, then it'll never see the light of day. And it'd be a huge waste of money in writing.
Yeah. Definitely all of us get it, mostly from Day to Remember, Devil Wears Prada, Amir, but we also get like other stuff like...
Yeah, there's Fall Out Boy. Mike listens to Iron Ghost and Aiden and stuff like that, and Silverstein. James and me listen to a lot of jazz and blues stuff, so that helps, like Tool stuff. Between the Buried and Me, there's a lot of different
Even
stuff, like old hardcore stuff like
I'm
Black
into
Flag.
like pop punk too, like Blink-182, Newfound Glory, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot that mixes in, but it's mostly like, it stays the genre of metalcore, but other stuff's in it, so it doesn't sound like other metalcore.
Yeah. Well, just being on stage and like there's kids in front of you, like all you're thinking about is like doing that because that's all you want to do. It's just like the most fun I've ever had is playing shows, and it's amazing. Can't really describe it sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's playing music and the fact that kids could identify with your music and your live show. Like, it's weird now, we're starting to sell places out, like tiny places, but I mean, hundreds of kids there screaming the lyrics you wrote in your basement like 2 years ago. And the fact that you could be on the road and know people will help you out, like if you don't have money, stay at our house, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I think the best part is playing on stage and being in a new spot every day.
Yeah.
And touring.
Not playing like the same places, and like we like playing music like we like bands we look up to, like bands that changed our lives. We like to do that, make that influence on somebody as well. Probably Richmond, Indiana. It was probably like about a month ago.
That was like 2 months ago.
2 months ago. It was really awesome. Like, kids were so into it. They're singing along and like moshing
on stage diving.
Hardcore dancing, moshing, stage diving. And
it was packed up.
It was really packed,
place.
and we were surprised because it's not that big of a town. And we actually did an encore. It was like the first time I had ever done an encore since I joined the band.
Yeah, and especially with people we've never met. I mean, we've played shows with people we knew there, but this was all people we never met, other than like online talking to. But that's it.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to sound the same, try to be the next Day to Remember and Devil Wears Prada, but they need to find what they like. If it ends up sounding like that, that's cool, but be yourself. Be willing to give it your all, and people don't realize that it takes a lot of time. It's not like 1 year it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We spent 2 years trying to find our sound. We still played shows in that, and we had some really horrible songs, and we finally found ourselves in the last year. And I mean, if you go through member changes, that's going to happen until you find like the set group that you're going to bond with, be fine with, and that they're talented and they keep growing as musicians. But most kids just give up after a year thinking, well, it's not going anywhere in that. I mean, we seriously didn't start getting recognition anywhere until like 2 years in. And we were playing shows for like 2 kids. And kids like to just play their hometown. Even if you get out and you play and your music's not that great, people will know your name and you're out there trying. But kids play shows in their town with their friends. Your friends are always going to tell you, oh, it's not that bad. Yeah. Even if it is. We had that happen for a while, and it just really slowed us down. And to a point where it was like, well, kids aren't showing up, or we just not drawing right. It was actually because we were told we were doing fine and we weren't. We were doing everything wrong. And kids need to, yeah, you take what your friends say and build off of it, but they're always going to tell you you're doing good. No one's going to be like, well, you suck, just stop doing it. They'll never do that. You have to learn yourself. You have to keep working hard.
Yeah, and I think, like, too many kids are into it for the, like, look and to be like everybody else, and they don't really care about the music enough sometimes, but that's the only problem I got with it.
Also, kids that get into it for the money, there's no money.
Yeah.
Like, even when you get signed, you have to be on the road a lot. If you're getting into a band and you just want to play, that's fine, but if you want to make it as a band, you got to be ready, even when you're signed, to be on tour a lot. That's how you sell yourself. I mean, you got to be willing to put all your money into it. You have to be willing to, even at points, lose a lot of money, and that's just how it is. You have to keep going, but you have to be ready for anything, because music and being on the road, there's always something new you're not ready for, no matter how experienced you are.
Yeah. There's a lot of bands I like, but since I was a kid, I loved Blink-182. Day to Remember is one of my favorites. They got best lyrics. Devil Wears Prada, Set Your Goals has amazing lyrics and amazing instrumentals. And probably Amir and Newfound Glory, they top that out.
Definitely A Day to Remember is #1 for me. Then I'd say Devil Wears Prada. Then Every Time I Die. After that, it gets pretty hard to narrow it down, but I'd have to say Between the Buried and Me's in it, and probably either Sum 41 or Fall Out Boy. Maybe Blink. I don't know. It's hard to narrow it down after that.
My eyes are open. I'm set free. My eyes are open. I'll be soon.